Good morning, everybody. It's early on Friday, the 13th of November. Don't let that inauspicious date put you off. It's actually all in all been a pretty good week. It would have taken something pretty spectacular to take news of Donald Trump's holding on to the White House by his fingertips away from the headlines. And on Monday, we got just that. News of a successful Phase 3 trial for a coronavirus vaccine with 90% apparently efficacy was enough to dominate the headlines over the course of this week. The market's response, of course, as you know, was very positive, and we saw particularly parts of stock markets that have really been hampered by this stay-at-home period rally pretty significantly. The whole of the UK market, as an example, a place that's been under a lot of pressure during this coronavirus pandemic, actually is up now 13% over the course of November, whereas Zoom, the sort of quintessential stay-at-home, work-from-home stock, was actually down 25% over the course of Monday and Tuesday. So it has rallied since then, but it just demonstrates how sort of fickle and news flow reliant stock markets remain. We're not out of the woods, of course, in terms of the virus. We had the three major central bankers report yesterday that we need to understand that the virus, as great as it is from a humanitarian perspective and positive as it is from a GDP perspective, ultimately it doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet. We've got lots of pain probably still to go through, and not least confirmed by the data out of much of the Northern Hemisphere on the virus over the last week or so. The UK has seen record case numbers. Italy's numbers are even higher. France's hospitalizations are higher than they were in March and April, and also in the US the numbers of cases are also very high there as well. So we still have a lot of pain to go through before we see the upside from here probably. On that subject, we did see some upside from UK GDP over the quarter three. It was up 15.5%, which is a record bump. Of course, it came from a low base. What it does demonstrate is that all the government schemes to sort of keep the economies mothballed rather than seeing the destructive pain that's caused by greater levels of redundancies and business bankruptcies have worked to an extent. But nevertheless, looking at the end of quarter three, the economy is still about 10% smaller than it was at the end of 2019. To find a positive spin on there, remember, of course, that even in quarter three, where we had Eat Out to Help Out and we were able to mingle more with other people, it still wasn't anywhere near a return to normality. And so in that sense, to say the economy is still about 90% of what it was in 2019, despite these curbs, is actually in some ways relatively positive. Sticking with the UK, Brexit's the other one we've got to worry about a little bit. We are very much in the sort of make or break decision time, apparently, but we were also there only a couple of weeks ago. We've stumbled through a number of these informal deadlines. News flow still suggests not a lot of progress is being made in these negotiations, but we still believe, not that we're sort of biased towards this in our investment positioning particularly, but we still believe that a deal will be done. But knowing the EU, European politics generally, it's likely to be an 11th hour deal, very much so. Confusion, of course, coming from news or rumours or strong rumours that Dominic Cummings, one of Boris Johnson's top aides and the architect of the Leave campaign in 2016, is likely to step down at the end of this year. Given Boris Johnson's relatively uninspiring first year as a Prime Minister, that might not necessarily be a bad thing, but what it does do, of course, is just bring in greater uncertainty around this Brexit process. That's why, when we've got all these different bits of news and markets jumping around a bit, we still think that it's absolutely sensible to be very diversified in the portfolios and keep a whole suite of global returns drivers in portfolios wherever you can. That's it from me. If you have any questions about your investments, please do speak to your Momentum contact or get in touch with us through the momentum.co.uk website. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.